core concepts. So revenue management is an art, which is why we have that lovely picture there, a famous painting. So it's an art. It's an art that only us humans can. You know, we've got to be creative, we've got to think about products, we know our customers, but at the same time it's also a science. We need to be collecting data and using statistics and analysing that data to help us recognise opportunities. But also, so we need to use the systems to help us do the forecasting, because manually we can't really do anything very, very good. We need to then use the systems for the optimization. A software, if you like, the revenue management system, it not only forecasts, but then it looks at that forecast and then it says, okay, this is how many products you should sell at that price at this time. Okay, and it does that very, very quickly. We're going to do a little exercise now where you're going to do some optimization, and you'll see how hard it actually is. So that's why we need the technology for that optimization part. And of course we have to make sure that we're collecting the right data about our customers and we're doing segmentation in the right way. So if we're thinking about segmentation, that's where we put our customers into groups in order to understand who are the most profitable, what are the best behaviours, you know, who should we focus our marketing efforts on in order to maximise revenue. The segmentation for revenue management purposes, we're not really interested in, are you male or female? Don't care. Are you 35 or 45? Don't really care. We don't care about demographics very much. What we're interested in, and psychographics, we're not really interested in where do you live and what's your postcode. And that's because customer behaviour is changing so dramatically, and people are not behaving like they used to anymore. You've got people that are living in very expensive postcodes but want to buy the cheapest rate. And then you have people that are living in areas that are not very affluent. There's not many rich people living there, but they're buying expensive products. We've got people in the UK, for example, that are on benefits, they're unemployed, and they're wearing designer clothes. And it's all very bizarre how things are changing. So they would rather spend £200 to buy a designer handbag, for example, than they would to buy food for their children. So we have this strange customer behaviour, right? So we all today have access to luxury products, and in the past we didn't, did we? Or there was less of a tendency to buy luxury products. So there's this kind of mass movement towards luxury and a change in customer behaviour. So, for example, I would prefer, as many customers, I would prefer to book an EasyJet flight or a Ryanair flight. Oh, I'll give you an example. My husband and I went for a stay in Sardinia, right? And we wanted to stay at the Romazzino, which is the hotel where I worked many, many years ago, a 5-star luxury property. But the price to stay in that hotel is very, very high. So what did we do? We bought a low-cost flight to Sardinia, so the money we saved on our low-cost flight seat we could then use in order to be able to afford to stay for a couple of nights in a luxury hotel. So again, that's strange, isn't it? Because in the past we would expect somebody who has a lot of money to be booking first class, business class, and then coming to stay in a luxury hotel. But now, because of the price of flights and the price of travel has gone down, we now have a lot of people that come and stay in luxury or 4-star plus hotels that perhaps wouldn't normally have been able to afford to do so. So we have changing customer behaviour. So we need to take that into consideration when we're doing our segmentation. So many hotels I see are doing segmentation by business leisure. What does that mean? We have a new segment today called leisure. Have you heard about leisure? No? Leisure? So certainly if I was coming to Zermatt for a business trip, I would certainly add on a couple of days for leisure. I mean, come on, who wouldn't? Or if I'm going to Zurich from the UK for a meeting, I'd add on perhaps one more day in order to do a visit of Zurich or somewhere close by as well. And that's pleasure. Where do we in our segmentation take into account for pleasure? For example, someone who's coming for business and adds on some leisure days. And what we tend to do is we tend to put our customers, your business, your leisure. But in reality, we know customers are changing all the time. Sometimes they have a high willingness to pay, sometimes a low willingness to pay. It depends on the reason for their trip, who are they travelling with, who's paying for the trip, when is the trip. etc. Okay? So we need to think about segmentation because that's important. And when we do our segmentation, we have to understand what drives a high willingness to pay versus a low willingness to pay. So we need to identify what are the behaviours, the types of booking behaviours that make somebody willing to pay more. So a hotel chain in the UK, the biggest hotel chain in the UK, it's an economy hotel chain, they noticed, in analysing their data, that somebody booking on a Monday, if they book on Sunday evening, they're more price sensitive, so they have a lower willingness to pay. If they're booking on Sunday evening for Monday night, they're more price sensitive than someone who books on a Monday morning for Monday night. Right? So what they've noticed is someone who's booking on the day, on the morning of the day, is willing to pay more than someone who's booking on the day before if it's a weekend night. Why is that?
You still have time on Sunday night, but Monday morning you have to.
You have to quickly, you probably get up and you have to rush and you've got to, oh my god, I haven't got my room yet, just book anything, whatever's available, just book it. Whereas Sunday, what we know about customer behaviour is people are sitting in front of the TV and at the same time, what are they doing? You're already doing it in here. You're listening to me, you're looking on your phone, you're doing different things. And in front of the TV, I know me, I've got my iPad, I'm looking at different things because when the ads come on or when there's something I'm not interested in, then I go on my computer or my iPad or my phone and I'm doing different things. So today people are have multiple devices at home, and on a Sunday evening we've got time to kind of look while we're watching TV or doing something else. And we've got to realise that when we're doing our segmentation. Are people booking via tablet, mobile phone, via laptop, via desktop? That influences willingness to pay. Did you know? Even the type of computer. If someone makes a booking for a hotel through a Mac, their willingness to pay is higher than if they're booking through a normal computer. Did you know that? The time of day they're booking. How much time between when they book and when they need the product is there? That affects willingness to pay. Do we take that into consideration with our market segmentation? Of course not. We can't if we haven't got the technology to help us do that. It's more complicated. In the past, 20 years ago, people didn't have smartphone, tablets, laptops, and even they didn't have computers. Most families 20 years ago. I think I only got my first computer in 1992. It wasn't that long ago. So things have changed and we've got to realise that. We've got to embrace there's different behaviours and there's opportunities, lots and lots of opportunities to capture more revenue. So market segmentation, we have to better understand behaviours so that we can understand price sensitivity. When someone's making a booking and you offer them a wellness package, well, they're sitting at home and think, well, this package I don't really know, if I want it or not. Are they more likely to book it when they first make their reservation or when I check in? Do you know what? No hotel ever offered me a massage when I check in. And that's when I'm tired. Last night I was in such a bad mood, wasn't I? Yeah? Because I was working all day yesterday, and the night before I had to prepare some stuff for students, and so I was working until midnight. I slept 5 hours, and I was working 8 hours teaching, which is really exhausting, and then we had to come up to Zermatt, and I was so grumpy, and in such a bad mood, and I just felt, I just really need to relax. And if that person on the front desk had said, by the way, would you like a massage tomorrow? We have an availability at 4 o'clock. I would have said, well, maybe not 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock or something. I would have said, oh yes, that would be lovely. So my willingness to pay and my openness to buying something more, we have to understand when is the right moment to do it. And we're not really, we have a one-size-fits-all approach often. We're doing everything, when the customer actually buys the product, but that's not when the customer might have the highest willingness to pay. So we've got to think about that. We've already got so much to do, haven't we? How can we think of all this stuff? Technology can help us, right? So if we can let the technology do some of the work, that frees us up to be more creative and have more time to think about those touches with the customer and when should we do the things in order to maximise revenue. So the technology is going to do the forecasting for us and give us some recommendations about what we should do and when we should do it. And the technology will help us also with the optimization, how many products to sell at which price and at what time. And the technology will also give us some reports that can help us understand how well did we do it in terms of capturing the opportunity. And of course we said there's lots of ways to differentiate our product, and we talked about ravioli there, but of course hotel rooms, at the end of the day, okay, I had an exceptional room last night, but if you think about your hotels, many of the rooms are very, very similar, right? Even if you have 10 different room types, right? Between the room types, I want you to really close your eyes and think about the room types that you have. In every single room, in every single hotel, of every single hotel room that's represented in this room today, I can tell you what's in your rooms. I know what's in your rooms. It's the same thing. In every room of every hotel in this room, you've got a bed. Is there a room in there? Is there a bed in every single one of your rooms in every single hotel room? Is there? There's a bathroom, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's a bathroom, there's a bed, and there's a TV. Right, is there? In every single room. And there's also a window. Is there a window? Do you have any rooms without windows? No. Okay. So I already know what's in your rooms. And the amenities, do you have little bottles for shampoo in every single hotel room? Do you have a soap that you give to the customer in every single shower cap? Yeah. And shampoo and, yeah. So those amenities are also in every room, right? Okay. So as a customer, let's just take you away from your hotels now. Think about these brands. You have these international hotel brands, don't you? Brand recognition, they have really strong brands, right? Think about Hilton. You've heard of Hilton, right? Yeah? Of course. You think, oh, does she think we're stupid? Of course I don't. I know you've all heard of Hilton. And Starwood and Accor, Sofitel, and who else we have? Four Seasons.